MainFrames competes admirably with the best of the genre in terms of precision and gameplay originality. However, living in a post-Celeste world, just being a hard-as-nails precision platformer isn't enough these days. There is a need for a well-rounded experience to pair with the demanding gameplay of the genre. This is exactly where MainFrames finds itself, which is a shame because the experience is precise, succinct, had charm, and even hinted at a poignant story about redundancy and corporate greed, which is extremely relevant. Precision platformers don't necessarily need stories, but for me, like Pandora's Box, once you've experienced them with a deeply engaging plot, it's hard to fully enjoy them without one. MainFrames is an adventure about a floppy disk trying to make his way through windows of a desktop computer that is clearly undergoing some technical difficulties. This is pretty much the extent of the story that will propel you from one screen to the next. MainFrames is a concise experience, which means that there isn't much time to waste, and as a result, within minutes, the platforming has become very difficult. However, with most precision platformers, there is only one golden path. Part of what makes MainFrames extremely unique is the amount of accessibility that it has. To begin with, in the settings menu, at any point you can turn on or off unlimited jump, or the invisibility option. More importantly, without changing the settings, and one of the best things about MainFrames is that for most stages, there are usually multiple ways to find success. There's the obvious and more difficult path, and then there's the less obvious and easier path that requires a bit of thinking that you don't immediately see. A few of the other ways that MainFrames tries to limit the resistance is that upon death, respawning is instant, which does allow you to keep the rhythm. Each level is mostly thematic in the type of challenge that it will pose, but also, each level usually had an end type of boss in the form of a difficult section that required flawless execution for a sustained length of time, which were very challenging and very rewarding. When it comes to precision platformers, the story aspect can vary drastically. On one side, you have something like Celeste that uses a deft touch to discuss mental health, with the result being the story aspect being your driving motivation as much as the gameplay. On the other end, it can be just a basic premise such as your loved one has been kidnapped, taken to a castle, and needs to be rescued by you. The biggest issue I had with MainFrame is that there's almost no motivation outside of seeing what the next mechanic will be and if you can complete it. This is unfortunate because there was strong potential for something, as across some of the stages you uncover emails between coworkers of the computer that you're living in. These emails were extremely intriguing and I wanted to learn more, but nothing more came, and it felt like a missed opportunity to tell a much deeper story. MainFrames is a very good precision platformer, it just isn't a complete experience. What MainFrames lacks in story and cohesion, it certainly makes up for in other areas. The controls were spot on, the pixel aesthetic was very nice, and the score was charming. If you're looking for a demanding precision platformer, MainFrames is only around $10 and will definitely give you those endorphins that you're looking for. However, if you are looking for a complete package that offers an engaging story to pair with that excellent gameplay, MainFrames does come up a little short. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and find a lot more like it. Video games is a positivity-first gaming outlet. We believe that gaming should be a force for good. We focus on making uplifting content with constructive discussions and celebrating what makes games great. That's all for today, and until next time, be good to your fellow gamer, but more importantly, be better to your fellow human.